What's going on, YouTube? Thomas L here. Now, here is my next half of my top 100 anticipated movies of 2019. So now I'm going to do from 40 to 31. Alright, that being said, here's my list. Coming in at number 40 is a film called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Staten Island, I'm at. There's lots of Once Upon a Time movies coming, so. Anyway, Once Upon a Time in Staten Island is a coming-of-age story about a teen who embarks on a quest in his Rocky Balboa-obsessed town that swirls in his family members. That doesn't sound a lot, but there's a couple of reasons I'm actually intrigued by this. For one, it's from Blumhouse, and it's always nice to see Blumhouse do a different film outside the horror genre. You know, they produce Whiplash, Gem. Yeah, that's a really cool company. And this film is being directed by James DeMonaco, who also directed, I believe, 3 of the Purge movies. So this is actually his first non-Purge movie he's directing. And it has a decent cast. The cast in this includes Jonah Hauer-King, who could be seen in that new dog movie, A Dog's Way Home, which comes out in January. This also has Naomi Watts, Frank Grillo, Method Man, Bobby Cannavale, River Alexander, Raquel Castro. Pretty good cast. I mean, I'm a sucker for coming-of-age movies, so that gets me intrigued. It's nice to see a horror director like James DeMonaco, move away from the Purge films and do something like outside of his wheelhouse. So let's see how good this will do. I mean, from Blumhouse, sign me up. And like I said, Blumhouse that's probably one of my favorite studios right now because they make their movies really cheap, and lots of films from Blumhouse have been pretty decent. So let's see how good this Once Upon a Time in Staten Island will do. All right, coming in at number 39 is Uncut Gems. Now, the film is set in the Diamond District of New York City, and it stars Adam Sandler as a jewelry store owner and dealer to the rich and famous, but he must find a way to pay his debts when his merchandise is taken from one of his top sellers and girlfriend. In this, the cast includes the aforementioned Adam Sandler. You also got Idina Menzel from Frozen fame, Lakeith Stanfield, Palm Clemente, who's Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers: Infinity War. The always great Judd Hirsch. The Weeknd is in this. And it's also being directed by the Safdie brothers, who directed probably one of my favorite movies of last year, Good Time, which had Robert Pattinson in it. Few things to be excited about this. For one, it's directed by the Safdie brothers, and they're really talented filmmakers. It's produced by Martin. I mean, I don't know how much involvement Scorsese has with this, but hey, it's produced by Scorsese and starring Adam Sandler. Sign me up there. And it's going to be cool to see Adam Sandler from his slapstick comedies to something like Uncut Gems. Because if you guys know the Safdie brothers, they are not slapstick comedy that Adam Sandler is known for. Like, if they have humor in their movie, they're pretty dark humor. Good Time, I guess you could say, has some humor in it, but it has some dark humor. And they also did that movie, what was the name of it? Heaven Knows What, I think it was called, that came out a few years back. That was actually pretty decent and pretty dark. So, yeah, this is probably going to be a different film for Adam Sandler. Oh, and it's being released by A24. So, there's that. You know me, I love me some A24 movies. So, yeah, this could be something interesting. And Adam Sandler in something like this, hey, could be cool. All right. Coming in at 38 is Hobbs and Shaw. Now, this is the Fast and Furious spinoff, which stars Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. I mean, this is not like I mean, it's not, Fast and Furious 9 or anything, but, I mean, Hobbs and Shaw, one of my favorite parts of the last two Fast and Furious movies was the interaction between both Dwayne Johnson's Hobbs and Jason Statham's Shaw. That's some pretty cool scenes they had in those films. And you also got Idris Elba as the villain in this. Eiza Gonzalez and Vanessa Kirby are supposed to be in this too. And it's being directed by David Leitch, who also directed Deadpool 2. So yeah, it'll be curious to see how good this Hobbs and Shaw will do. And I mean, it's still technically a Fast and Furious movie. It's just not Part 9. But lots of people who didn't like the first 4 Fast and Furious movies, or would say that Fast and Furious got better when The Rock came on board. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm really curious to see this Fast and Furious spin-off. I think it could be something pretty fun. Now, we don't have a trailer, but my money is that we'll probably get a trailer during the Super Bowl. That's my prediction. All right, coming in at 37 is Rocketman. Now, this is a fantasy film about Elton John. Although, according to, I think it's Taron Egerton, or someone involved with the project, said that the movie is not technically much of a biopic. It's more like a fantasy musical film. So but it's going to have lots of Elton John music in it. And right now, Taron Egerton really needs a hit. I mean, the last Case movie, Going to Circa, that had made some money, but didn't do bunkers in the box office. He was recently seen in Robin Hood. That movie just tanked. And also, Rocketman is being directed by the same guy by the co-director of the recent Bohemian Rhapsody. And the last time Dexter Fletcher and Taron Egerton worked together was in that movie Eddie the Eagle, which is critically underrated. So last time they worked together on a movie, they made magic. So cannot wait to see this. And Taron Egerton as Elton John. The teaser recently got released not so long ago, and man, Taron Egerton looked so much like Elton John. So cannot wait to see how good this Rocketman will do, or will be. Coming in at 36 is X-Men Dark Phoenix. Now, this, of course, will star Sophie Turner as Jean Grey, aka the Dark Phoenix. You got James McAvoy back as Professor X. Jessica Chastain is playing the villain. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how good this Dark Phoenix will be. And I'm curious to see how good it will do, because the last actual X-Men film was Apocalypse, and that kind of got mixed reactions. So who knows if this Dark Phoenix will be any good or not. And from what I heard, it's supposed to be like the last installment of the X-Men franchise with Jay McAvoy in them. Then I guess in 2019, Disney's taking over the X-Men franchise. I don't know if that's really going to happen or not, but that has to be waiting to see. But yeah, the trailer for X-Men Dark Phoenix, I think could be, I mean, it looked pretty cool. So hopefully this is going to be good. But it's being directed by X-Men producer Simon Kinberg. And I mean, he's not that much of a experienced director. That has me a little cautious. But yeah, again, the director of Deadpool never directed a movie before Deadpool, and look how that turned out. So who knows if he'll do good with Dark Phoenix or not. Coming in at 35 it is Pet Sematary, which is based on the book by Stephen King, and of course the Jason Clarke and John Lithgow. That trailer looked creepy, and I mean creepy. Of course, I never read the book or not, but I read Pet Sematary, and that is one of the creepiest movies you'll ever want to see. You'll never look at a cat the same way. And the cat in this looks completely creepy. Believe it or not, my mom and sister actually has a cat that looks exactly like the cat in the new Pet Sematary. So I'm probably not going to, if this cat in Pet Sematary ends up being creepy, like creepier than the original, I'm probably not going to be looking at that cat the same way when I see my mom. So overall, I cannot wait to see this Pet Sematary. I mean, Pet Sematary should be a life lesson. If someone is dead, keep them dead. Don't bring them back. Nothing. I mean, I know you miss them and all, but never bring someone back from the dead. It will not turn. It does not turn out well. And yeah, I cannot wait to see how good this Pet Sematary will be. Because I think we're now in like the Stephen King Renaissance. It was a hit. We got, of course, the sequel, which I'm going to be talking about maybe pretty soon. And there's lots of other Stephen King adaptations in the works. And if Pet Sematary does well, maybe we'll see a remake of the sequel next. Who knows? But yeah, I'm really intrigued by the new Pet Sematary. I think it could be pretty cool. Coming in at 34 is Glass. Now, this is actually a sequel to both Unbreakable and Split. Spoiler for Split. Well, I guess the trailer for Glass kind of is technically a big spoiler for Split. But anyway, of course, in Split, it turns out that ended up being a sequel to Unbreakable. And Glass, it's being directed by M. Night Shyamalan, who's on a hot streak right now, with The Visit, Split, Glass looks incredible. I think it's funny. I think M. Night Shyamalan is officially back. We won't know until we see Glass, and if it ends up being as good as both Visit and Split, that has to be what I say. But yeah, I cannot wait to see Glass. The trailers have looked awesome. I cannot wait to see James McAvoy as the Beast once again. Simply cannot wait for Glass. I think this looks really cool. Coming in at 33 is Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Now, this is the sequel to, the last Godzilla, which got released in 2014. And this is supposed to be the, because, after Godzilla, King of Monsters come out, there's Kong versus Godzilla, which comes out like a year after. I simply cannot wait for Godzilla, King of the Monsters. The Comic-Con trailer, that was cool. But the new trailer that got released not so long ago looked even better. You got, some of the just like Rodan and loads of others on this. I'm hoping Godzilla has more screen time than he did in the last one. Because even though I like that Godzilla movie, I will admit one thing. It took a while for Godzilla to come on screen. So hopefully that won't be the case with this one. And you also got Millie Bobby Brown in this. It'll be cool to see how good she'll do outside of Stranger Things. Yeah, I cannot wait to see how good this Godzilla will be. All right, coming in at 32 is Shazam. Now, Shazam looks awesome. That Comic-Con trailer that got released not so long ago looks really cool. You got Zachary Levi in this, who I'm actually becoming a big fan of. The kid from Andy Mack is Billy Baston. You got Djimon Hounsou as the Wizard. Who else is in this? Oh yeah, Mark Strong is playing the villain. They also use the Kendrick Lamar song in this. It looks like a superhero version of Big. That's what it literally looks like to me. So yeah, I cannot wait to see Shazam. All right, now coming in at 31 is the Lego Movie, the second part. Now, the first Lego Movie is a great example of wait till a movie comes out, then judge. Because when the Lego Movie was announced, I admit I thought that was a dumb idea. I mean, how are you gonna do a movie about these building blocks? But then the Lego Movie came out. It ended up being one of my favorite anime movies of that year. It was incredible, and so now I'm really pumped to see the sequel. Of course, since Lego Movie, we had a few other Lego films like Batman and Ninjago, but they weren't full-on sequels. They were more like spin-offs, if you will. But I cannot wait to see the Lego sequel. I mean, this time Chris Pratt voices 2 characters in this. Tiffany Haddish is a new addition in this. Of course, you got Elizabeth Banks back. I cannot wait to see this. And the trailers have looked awesome. And hopefully, if it does well, we'll probably get a third one because I just love the Lego movies. I mean, even Ninjago, which I will say is the weakest out of the Lego movies, even that was actually not half bad. So, yeah, I cannot wait to see the Lego movie, the second part. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this half of my top 100 anticipated movies of 2019. Let me do the quick rundown. Number 40, Once Upon a Time in Staten Island. 39, Uncut Gems. 38, Hobbs and Shaw. 37, Rocketman. 35, Pet Sematary. 34, Glass. 33, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. 32, Shazam. And 31, Lego Movie 2. Now, probably here in a bit, I'll actually go ahead and do, from 30 to 21. So I'm going to probably make that video once I'm done with this. But let me leave you guys. What are your thoughts on the films that, I listed? Are you interested in seeing any of them? Are there some films 2019 that you'll consider adding in this list? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.